midnight visitor. In a quiet, forgotten town nestled deep within a forest, there was an old, decaying mansion that everyone feared. The townsfolk whispered that it was haunted, that the spirits of the restless dead roamed its halls. No one dared to go near it, especially after dark. One night, a young woman named Emily, who had recently moved to the town, decided to explore the mansion. She didn't believe in ghosts and thought the stories were just that, stories. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and her phone, she made her way to the mansion, determined to debunk the myths. The door creaked as she pushed it open, and a cold, musty breeze hit her face. The air inside was thick with dust, and every step she took echoed eerily through the empty halls. As she moved deeper into the mansion, she felt a strange sensation, like she was being watched. But whenever she turned around, there was nothing there. Emily found herself in the grand hall, where a massive chandelier hung precariously from the ceiling. Suddenly, the temperature dropped, and her breath became visible in the cold air. The flashlight flickered, and for a brief moment, the room was plunged into darkness. When the light came back on, she saw a shadowy figure standing at the far end of the hall, its eyes glowing a faint red. Emily froze, her heart pounding in her chest. The figure didn't move, but she could feel its gaze piercing through her. Terrified, she took a step back, and the figure started to move towards her, gliding silently across the floor. Emily turned and ran, but the mansion seemed to twist and turn, leading her deeper into its maze-like corridors. The figure was always just behind her, its presence growing stronger, more oppressive. She stumbled into a room and slammed the door shut behind her. Panting, she leaned against it, trying to calm herself. But then she heard a soft, almost inaudible knock on the door, followed by a slow, scraping sound, like nails dragging across the wood. The room was pitch black except for the faint light from her flashlight. She shone it around, her hands shaking. In the corner, she saw an old mirror, its surface cracked and covered in grime. As she approached it, the scraping sound grew louder, more frantic. She couldn't resist the urge to look into the mirror. To her horror, the reflection wasn't her own. Instead, she saw the shadowy figure standing behind her, closer than ever before. Its eyes locked with hers through the mirror, and she felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The figure reached out a bony hand, its fingers stretching towards her neck. Emily screamed, but no sound came out. The figure's hand touched her, and the cold seeped into her bones. She felt her strength drain away as the world around her faded to black. The next morning, the townsfolk found the mansion's door wide open. Inside, they discovered Emily's phone lying on the floor, the flashlight still on. But Emily was gone, leaving no trace behind except for her terrified reflection in the old cracked mirror, forever trapped in the mansion. The mansion remains a place of fear and mystery, and on dark, stormy nights, some say you can still hear Emily's faint, desperate screams echoing through its haunted halls.
Dear friends, this was our scary story for today, presented to you under the direction of Syed Idris Sadat. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel and like the video.